Alright, welcome to day 46, part 26 of our Blueprints playthrough here on the channel. And just want to say, if you've watched up to this point, it's pretty incredible. 26 parts. This game is way more... It's way bigger than I thought. It's way more expansive. I really thought that it was going to be, fine room 46. Maybe there's going to be a few things afterwards. It felt like there was a little bit of the story afterwards, and it just doesn't stop. And I feel like I was saying to my wife, Ash, just a little bit ago, like, finding room 46 was easy in comparison to what I feel like I'm doing right now. So, we're gonna jump in. I do have to plug in my controller, because we are playing on controller, of course, as we continue. Actually, before I do that, because I want to talk about this, because I don't want to waste time while we're in the game, but that book, A New Clue, has just completely thrown me for a wrench. Like, everything in that book was a puzzle. And some of them we kind of already know, but there was, looking at the pictures of it, there's stuff to do with the Ajeran language, there's stuff to do with the train station map, there's stuff to do with honestly the most difficult one, I think, is I think that whole XYZ ABC, I have no idea. I feel like that is some sort of a cipher that we have to use these other books to read this message that it's trying to tell us. And to be honest, I don't know exactly how a cipher works, so I don't know if that is some sort of a knowledge I needed to have coming into this game, or learn how to use it. But literally the red book, the Red Prince, is an anagram for tender cipher. To me, that right there is a clue that we need to, that this is some sort of a cipher, this XYZ ABC, and the way those pictures line up, go in this book and find page X and word B. I don't know if I know how to do that, to be truly honest, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try our best to figure this out. And then there's just the whole message with the castle going vertically, and it's 3 lines. It's called a what cipher? It's a cipher. The book is called Tender Cipher. I don't know if the word tender has anything to do with it, but basically I hope you're doing well, by the way, Cyber, having a good Friday night. But the book is, it's a red book. What I've figured out is that I could show the pictures if you wanted, or if we ever check out A New Clue again and you see that, you can always go back on my past streams or videos too if you want to look at it. But basically there were 4 books, there were 4 different colors, and what I realized is those were anagrams, because they were all different weird names. They ended up actually being anagrams for books that are actually in our game, in our world. And one of them, it was an anagram for the Red Prince, and that book, within this book, it's so hard to explain, but within this book there was a picture of a book, and it was called Tender Cipher. I don't think the word tender really matters. I think what I took away from it more is that cipher stood out, and that this might actually be a cipher. So, with all that information, let's play the game. Because there's other things we can do, for sure, that do not have to do with that. That we can try and discover. We can just go about our house. But yeah, that book really, A New Clue, in a way messed me up, because There's so much in it, and then trying to figure out a whole another language is very difficult. And I think that's something that if I am going to understand, I am going to have to spend some time, probably off stream, deciphering this other language. So, last time was day 45. I think we had like we had like a 4-hour day, mostly because partially because we were reading a lot and spending a lot of time thinking about things. So it's a really long video for one day. We ended up with like so much gold. We have 50 to start today. So, didn't get the classroom, which is too bad. We could do I don't really want to do Hovel. I would rather do Tomb or Root Cellar. Tomb gets us a lot of gold. It also gives us dice, for sure. I don't believe we ended in the bunk room last time. It's funny that we could actually rotate these floor plans. Would that do anything? Is it worth a gem to test this? I kind of want to try, just as a theory. I feel like we're getting plenty of gems. Okay. These floor plans cannot currently be rotated. Okay. Dig spots would be really good. Especially if we can get the coat check and we can grab the it's not the shovel but the jackhammer, or we get the tomb and we get lots of gold. We already have lots of gold. I'm actually gonna lean towards Root Cellar today. Kind of weird, kind of unusual for us, but I think dig spots have been really strong. Also, I was looking at this picture on my pictures, and right here is X, Y, Z, A, B, C. I missed that. I completely missed that. But I was looking through my pictures and I was like, what the hell? That is from this book, A New Clue. X, Y, Z, A, B, C. No sign has been found yet. I also think that could partially refer to the signs that we saw in A New Clue, which I think we're ultimately just drawing the same outline that we saw on the computer in security of our mom, and she put up that picture of those lines. I think that gives us the same route. And then it said something about like the route. I wrote down the numbers and what those meant. What did I write? Why did I write it? There was a code 8731013. Like that's the route. I think there might have been something in the book, A New Clue, that said, man, it says, seen all the signs. Did it say something else? I thought there was something else. I don't know. I don't remember, but there is that. So, anyways, we don't want to spend too much time sitting here thinking about stuff while we're playing, because I do just make sure there's no good items in here. I do want to go. I do want to see if we can do the clock tower. And the clock tower we have to draw before 1:30, basically 1:30 p.m. and right now it is just past 8:30, so we need to get it fairly early. So we're gonna kind of move quickly through some of these rooms right now, and if we can manage to let's take the commissary and buy some items, especially if it's like a shovel, be really nice. No shovel. We have plenty of gold. We We've bought all our books, so I'm gonna buy all these things out instantly. Could take Secret Passage. I actually don't mind this here. We can get like a green room or something. We don't even have to open it yet. In case it's like... I'm trying to think what the patio maybe, or something that makes green rooms free. I think that would be nice to get early. Let's do... Forgot that we had Den actually. Make this a dead end. Should do guest bedroom. Is this the car keys? Okay. Do we want to pick one with a hidden? I think the hidden one was this room, was the guest bedroom, which isn't on here. It had chests last time. I'm just gonna keep picking. It right? I just got a bunch of steps. Did I just guess it right that time? I just keep picking Starfish Aquarium because I feel like that's a room that we're likely to grab. Let's go Nook, get some keys. Like I said, I'm gonna move fast. I really want to get Clock Tower early today. Let's do Parlor. Observatory. I want to get some gems, save some gems. We don't want to. We just don't want to miss out on that today. We have 80 steps. Wow. Okay. We started with 70, so I think that just gave us a bunch of steps. I wasn't really paying attention where we were at, but the gems are not in a box with a true statement. So if this is true, then they're not in this. If they're false, if this is false, then they will. I think just no matter what, they're not in blue. The statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. So if this is true, then this is true. If this is false, then this is false, basically. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. So basically, if this is false, then this is false, meaning this is true, and they're in this box, which I think could be likely. If this is false, the statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. That is false. It actually, I think, would make this true. Which means the gems are not in a box with a true statement. Again, still not in this box. And I can make this either false or true. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. Oh, they're both literally the same. I didn't even realize that. So they either both have to be true or they both have to be false, right? Okay. So let's change the way we think about this. If these are both true, the gems are not in a box with a true statement. Then this has to be false. Which means they would be in this box, right? If these are both false, the gems are not in a box with a true statement, and that is false, means they're in a box with a false statement, which means it could be either one of these, because they would both be false. So I think it actually has to be white. Because the other alternative, this being false, the statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. If it's false, then it actually means blue is true if it's false. I think no matter what, this means blue is true, which means black is true. Okay. I think we've talked it over enough. Yeah. Cool. I really almost like talked myself out of it, and sometimes you just gotta just go with it. Okay, chapel's fine. You know, after playing more, chapel doesn't bother me that much anymore. I remember I hated it at the beginning, but it doesn't really bother me. I get plenty of gold now, so if you have exactly 2 shops, we do not. So we can take the nursery and just get the extra steps, I think. Is fine for a dead end. We spend a gem, get a gem. We also have, you know, Red Prince available to us, which could be useful if we ever decode this cipher. Okay. I actually think I'm going to take Westwing Hall here, but I actually think after drawing this, drafting that, I should go back. I really want to shovel, but I think we should go do Secret Passage now that we have 3 gems. We can hopefully get... Let's take Spare Green Room here. We could take Walk-in Closet. You know what? I'm gonna take Walk-in Closet. Dice, compass, and 2 gems. Certainly could be worse. I don't know what this shirt actually did, other than it just is hanging there. I don't know if there's any meaning to it. What I would be fine with is getting... I mean, terrace would be okay, because it would mean green rooms do not cost. But veranda would be good. Patio would be fine, or even greenhouse now. Those would be the 3 I'm looking for, really. I would imagine we probably pull the aquarium too. Yep, there's aquarium. I'm more likely to draft green rooms while drafting. Let's take... I think I'll get green room for sure, so let's take greenhouse. Since it does have a door now. I forgot if this is a good spot too. I think it might be, or it's 4 up. That's a good spot. Yeah, it's 4. This is a good soil. It's not rich soil, but we will get some gems for it. And we get a watering can. Some more gems. Can always go back and review this from our dear friend Denny Ravane. Okay. So we're more likely to get green rooms today, which is totally fine. We could rotate the bedroom actually here. I might do. Cloister's good, but I would rather get it on the next one where it actually has more possible doors. Bedroom, got steps for it, doesn't seem to have anything. I still feel like this has something in it, I just don't know what. So, we continue on. Okay, we could take Starfish Aquarium here. And I think it's supposed to have a... I wonder if there's a dig spot right here. Like a secret dig spot. It's just pointing at the ground. If we get a shovel, we definitely gotta check that out. Nice. Green rooms do not cost a draft. I think we take that. Even the solarium is good too. We're at 100 steps now. Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen 100. If we get kitchen, we can refill our watering cans. There's no reason not to just instantly grab. Okay. We gotta be careful of keys, though. Dining room, courtyard. Say courtyard, we're fine on steps. No gems. We got a metal detector. We really need a shovel now. That's what we really need. These are going to be unlocked, though. Could redraw. Part of me wants to, but also I'm fine taking observatory here. So let's do it. Unfortunately, we are only at... There's so many steps. We're only at 13 luck, though. Let's see if this is locked. Drawing room, spare green room, or solarium. We want rare rooms because I want... Yeah, I'm gonna take solarium. I want clock tower. So I'm gonna be a little risky here. Still have no shovel. This might be like a hidden key. There it is. These keys sometimes can be hard to find. Let's keep going. Archives, wine cellar. I don't have any way to defend against archives. I'm good using the key to go forward here. Okay, we'll take passageway. A little worried about what we're about to run into. Gosh. Okay, we can go up with the lab. Because we do have access with Great Hall, potentially. Let's look at what the experiment looks like. It's mostly about what we can get. Add 3 aquariums, gain 3 gold for each red room in your house. Set your dice to 2. Each time you spend 2 or more gems. We don't have a shovel yet. I don't necessarily want like a ton of aquariums, although aquariums are good. I'll set your dice to 2, and that just means I can start spending my dice a little bit more freely. Is there anything in here? Any items? Is there a clock in here? I really want to be aware of the time. Not too worried about steps, so we will use the key here. Considering I'm not very... I'm going to redraw. Get a locked trunk. I'm good with that. It's kind of a weird run. We're going very far north. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Compared to what we normally do this fast. I like Cloister because it's free. love to get a freaking shovel though. But we can walk now freely into foundation. Okay. We're probably gonna have to backtrack here. Yeah, I don't want to. Without a lot of keys, I think we're gonna backtrack. So many dig spots today. We've bought everything here. Yeah, shovel would be really nice. So we still have the West Wing Hall with a couple of. What's the time? Still got time. It's 10:45. Okay. We're doing alright. We definitely don't want to. If we get Clock Tower, we're definitely grabbing Clock Tower. Ballroom or another aquarium. I like ballroom. We're doing pretty good on gems right now. So let's take our other. So we got 5 steps there, and then 5 steps there. That's it. I got a key. We can redraw. Because we're always guaranteed to get more if we spend 2. Which we can spend 2 on the music room. Which also gives us a key. Bigger garden key. Never bad. A regular key. Denoted in verse. Still not sure what that means. Can actually magnifying glass the music sheets, which I've never really. Key you seek in major tongue. Major means small name, and that can't be coincidence. Major tongue. Key you seek in major. Small name. Tongue. Beneath the keys. Message hidden beneath the keys. Your keys are this. This is your key. What's beneath the keys? Beneath the keys. An urgent plea in Voldemort song I do repeat. The ones of you oft assume that you alone can solve this tune are likely going to get your due, and all the rage that will ensue while working on this simple clue. This song is trolling. White pages lined with melodies to hide the words we've come to seek. And from our choice among all these, we write down one that seems to be the loudest type of ink that bleeds. Dude, I think this isn't over. I can't solve it right now, but I don't think truly that message. I'm redying. Take utility closet. Turn off gymnasium. Turn on garage. We'll turn off the key guard entry system. For if and when we get security, we can just walk on through. Hey, there's a key. Okay. Just keep going. Clock tower. Instant. Okay, we're here. We can do this. Is there something down there? Oh, there's a key. I am telling you that this game is brilliant. Why? Because there are things that you will do in a specific order. Also, this is a map to a puzzle on row 5, rank 5, which is literally right here, that we can dig if we ever get a shovel. I don't even want to read that right now because that's just going to distract me from what I'm trying to say. Also, let's double check the time. We got time. It is 11:30. We have 2 hours of game time, which is like 15-ish minutes, so we can maybe go do a couple. We're not going to stay here for 15 minutes, but distractions. That music clue isn't something that was... It wasn't something we discovered necessarily fast. It definitely took us a while because you have to get all the rooms that these music sheets are in. I think there's obviously the music room, there's the ballroom, I think there was one in the greenhouse, and then there's one in the... What room is it? I think it's the workshop, maybe? Was the last one. So you have all these. You have to find those rooms. Then you have to piece together the puzzle. The first time you read it, you go, "Oh, the bold words. Okay, let's." Or you kind of assume that it's the bold words. So you start writing down the bold words. I had enough of the other words that I was like, "Ooh, this might actually be the first words," which I ended up being correct, which is fine. No big deal. Let's just take dark room. We go walk in and then walk out. Flip it back on real quick. So, then you figure that out. You figure out the white trees, blah blah blah. You go dig in find the rocks with the white trees. Everything's great. Like, okay, that solves that. But actually, there might be another puzzle within this. And that is why this game is great, because it forces you to revisit things you have seen so many times, where you start to go, oh yeah, like, the way it gives you information is incredible. That you look at something that you've figured out on day 6 and you go, okay, well, I'm probably done with that. I don't need to revisit this. And then you look back at it fresh eyes on day 45 and go, holy crap, you know? Like, I'm looking at this picture and I'm going, he's in the lavatory. Why is he in the lavatory? This still kind of looks like he's in the lavatory. Same kind of lines on the wall. But what is this? I don't know. Is this a door? A door to where? I do not know. Why are there like 6 pictures of these 2 women in all different, like, focuses? I finally have been in that room. Why is there a picture of the camera in the lavatory? Why is Denny Ravane? Okay, we can't forget about the clock tower. Let's travel one more room. Could be a decent time for Secret Garden. Maybe we'll do next door. Let's do security. Get security. Flip the. This is the treasure map. We don't have a shovel. Okay, let's do this real quick. I don't think it's been 15 minutes. It's probably been like 5 or 6. But there's a microchip. That's the same one probably. 3 keys sitting around and a gem. We're gonna turn this to low. We're gonna turn this off. Okay. Probably gonna go back to Clock Tower now. But also there's apparently 3 keys just sitting around. We could draft this one. Do I want any of these? Furnace isn't bad if we could combo that with freezer, but holy crap. Okay, we'll take pantry here. Wait to grab that. I think maybe there's some stuff in here. Maybe there's not. There's a gem in here. Okay. That's why our thing wasn't going off. Where are these keys? Oh, we missed. Okay, I think it's time to go up here and just chill. But the major tongue, and the way major is broken up there. Yeah, we got like I think in game time it's probably gonna be about it's an hour 15, so 10 minutes. That's fine. The way major is broken up is a lot like in A New Clue. Major tongue. Major. Small name? That's how I translated major. I believe. In language, I can't think of it right now. I'm looking back at it right now. I'm trying to find from their classroom when I found that. Major tongue. Where's that picture? So we have M-A as small, ma, and jor from the book, from A New Clue. Lore says word, and jor means name. Small name? Small name. Small name, major tone. What does small name tell me? And then there's this. Southward I see a swan. Ashen like the sands of the shore. The only swan I can really think of, I mean, there's like this swan, there's a few swans. Like the swan that stands out to me when it comes directionally is the song in The Secret Garden, On Top of the Wind. Directions. Carried by westwardly winds. Rogue like the moon of the north. The rogue moon is to the north, which is room 46. Eastward I see a crow. I don't know where I've seen a crow. I can't think of where I've seen a crow. Dark are the days coming forth. The thing that just stands out to me is that forth is spelled forth instead of F-O-R-T-H. Like if it was coming, normally it would be spelled coming forth. Like that, but F-O-U-R-T-H is the number 4. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm hoping this will work finally. We can get back in. It's been a while. I think, if I remember correctly, we got in here day 21 was the day that we got in and actually opened the secret in the clock tower. And every time we've gotten to clock tower since, it's been later, so it hasn't been the first time 130 has come around. So I'm hopeful that it'll actually work this time, because we've had it not work so many times for this. It's really interesting, like, the gears. How they're all so different. Like, this one has the most. Just very interesting. There's all these random ladders. This game really is just so unique in its overall feel, and the fact that if you get to room 46, you could just stop. The game really gives you the opportunity to go, okay, I'm good. I don't need to play anymore. I got to room 46. But then, you know, Herbert's letter is like, will you stop here? Or will you continue to basically discover what this house and the story has to share? And for me as a person, there's no way in hell I could stop. I am the type of person that I want to figure things out. I do not like to leave things necessarily, when it comes to stuff like this, especially like open-ended. I want to know. I want to discover it. I think it comes from my personal competitiveness. If anyone who's watched the stream over the years, like, very competitive. This is like competitive with myself. Like, this game is testing my brain in ways that I don't feel like I've been tested. in a while, as far as a intellectual game, and so it's really fun. It's fun for me to. Part of the fun is struggling, as weird as that sounds. Like, I want to struggle. I don't want it to be easy, not at all. I want it to test and really have to like think about things. And my friends, my wife would probably tell you that I am super annoying lately when it comes to this game because I keep talking about it and also telling people like, hey, you should play this game because it's so good. And maybe that's just me because that is the way my brain works and I like that intellectual challenge. Some people don't, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but I keep pushing on people because I'm like, dude, girl, you gotta play this game. It's crazy. It's so good. Game of the year. 100%. It's my game of the year. I don't care. I'll be disappointed if it doesn't win, but I would think at the very least it wins Indie Game of the Year. But it'd be really cool if it won Actual Game of the Year, because I just think it's so brilliantly done. Music stopped. Pretty sure that's working this time. Pretty sure that's what happened last time. Within the last couple minutes, music stopped. Come on! Give it to us. Yes. It kind of. The way they do some of these things, they are so sneaky. They toy with you. They let it go like a minute past, and then make you think, oh, it's not working. Man, there are some really incredible trolls done in this game. Yeah, we can 100% turn this key in at least, so that's awesome. The only other time we've gotten into this area, if you guys remember, day 21, we got here with one footstep left because I just wanted to see what happened when it got to 130. And it was a weird run. Like, let's go back. It was a really weird run. We ran out of, we kind of went back and forth. It was a weird run. I think the weight room, if I remember correctly, kind of killed our run. We got closed off here. We had this side open, but we had to take the weight. Oh, we saw this room open. I think we maybe had some lack of key. I don't remember exactly. Lack of keys, lack of. Maybe there was just some security doors, but we just like we didn't have enough steps, especially taking the weight room and then other things on top of it. And so I just went, you know, I could try and go for it, but let's try the clock tower. And it ended up working. And because it was such a short run, we got there before the first 130 passed. And since then, we've tried it later on the second 130. The third, I think we tried it on the third 130 of the day. That didn't work. So, anyways, this is only the second time we've been in here, and we can get the Sanctum key. So, if I remember correctly, yeah, they've all got to be different. Okay. That should be set on the hour. Yes, they can't have 1, 2, 3, or 4, which means they all. I think this clock starts at 5. If I remember correctly. At exactly 5. Because you can have 1 through 4, and I believe this clock. Their times will go up. I don't think that is actually true because it is written in by hand. This one I believe is 9. Okay, and then you have to have this one's reverse of one of these couple ones. It might be this one if I remember correctly. Maybe this one is 5. Could be like 557, because this could be 755, or maybe it's 8. 5:58. This would be 8:55. Oh shit. Oh god. Going past. Oh, yeah, I can just hold it down. Okay. Ooh. What a stop. Okay, those are reverse. And then there's supposed to be, I think, a certain number that... What is it this one? 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Yep. Okay. So we have 2 right now. This one's probably got to be 6 then. Damn it. 1 over. See how quick. Oh, what the heck? So let's set this to 6. This clock timer should be set to a time containing at 7. Shit. Okay. Okay, this one might actually have to be 5:57. Because it says set this clock to time containing all different numbers. So I'm gonna go 5:57. Which means this has to be reverse of this. And it can't have a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So let's say 5. Can it be 5805? 508? Does that work? I think that works. 557, and this is 6. I've done this before. This is 7. This clock should not be set on the hour. It should be set on the hour. So I think this is just straight up 7. 6, 7. And this one is... between 7 and 8. I think this one's just 8. And I think that works, right? I believe so. Beautiful. I did recall that brilliantly, I gotta say. Cool. Sanctum key. Let's go. We can open door number, I think 5. I think the ones we are missing are the one with about regarding a king on his throne. And then I'll have to go back and look at the, if we get to room 45, we can always look. Oh god, don't do that. There we go. Sorry, I must just open something on my computer that I didn't want opened. Call of Duty. Let's go back and look and see if we have a picture of... There we go. Okay, the first key found on the furthest ring. That's the one in room 46. The second locked in the vault of a bank. We don't have that one, but we know it's in the vault. Assuming we have to find a vault key that opens it. The third is high up among all the clocks. That's the one we just grabbed. And the fourth down below, beneath all the docks. We have grabbed that and turned it in. The fifth is held by a king on his throne. I am not sure. The sixth in a station left by one of your own. We did find that and turn it in. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. That was in the music room. Turned in. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. So, vault, something to do with a king on his throne. And then the last door of 8. So, the last door of, obviously know the vault. I don't know the king. I've thought kind of like the lavatory, like the king, his throne being like the toilet. But where's the king in this scenario, I guess? So I don't know if that's right. It would be funny to me if that was what it referred to, because like the lavatory is so useless in this game. I think out of all the times I've drafted it, I've gotten items out of it like once. So I do think that would be funny if it was there. I also think like the pictures in, I mean, literally the pictures in the dark room. The fact that the lavatory is back there is very weird. Like, why is he taking these pictures? Oh yeah, there's this picture. I forgot to look at this one, but first off, there's 1, 2. How many pictures are there? 3. 4. There's at least 4 pictures of just these girls. 1, and then there's just the random pictures of him taking a picture. In the lavatory. And wouldn't you kind of consider him the king? I don't know. The only other thoughts I have of the king is like the king of Oris, like is he literally just taking a selfie in these, you know? He's just in the bathroom facing the mirror snagging a photo of himself. I don't understand it, but we really need to shovel this day. Okay. 1 fruit, 3 keys, 4 coins. What the hell? Where are the keys? The key, it might be Great Hall stuff. Truly. So I'm gonna go with study, spare green room. Ooh, study. While drafting, you may spend. I just don't like the study right here. It does get us a gem. Let's take spare green room. Maybe it has a shovel. It doesn't look like it does. If you've been watching this far, you know how I feel about this room. Trophy conference. The 8 gems are nice. I like the break room too because that gets us a security card tomorrow. Conference room. You know, if we do the secret garden, we can put food in here. Trophy room just gets us so many gems. Kind of want to take trophy room here. I'm gonna do it. The gems are just so valuable. It just gives us so much freedom to choose. I'm hoping there might be a key in here. Let's just cleanse them. Okay. Almost done with the logical trophy. Bullseye trophy halfway. 4 more rooms with the explorer's trophy. That is certainly one of my goals of this game, is to get all the trophies at some point. Very disappointed with the fact that we haven't gotten... Okay, we can take Veranda. We have not gotten a shovel yet. I'm hopeful that spreading green room, spreading items in green rooms will help. I think this will be the time to take the secret garden. Even though we didn't take the conference room, I think it's a really good spot for it. We got a lever. Lever could be good to throw in the greenhouse. Could be good to build the hammer. Which we have everything but the battery for. Like, this is what I'm talking about with the swan. South-facing swan. Like, this swan is always facing south. I do want to get these open. Okay, I have an idea with that. Facing one north, facing one south, and facing one east. I don't know if west is mentioned in this. On that note. So I'm going to try that as soon as I open all these doors. I don't know if it matters. Maybe it's from the top. What does that note say? South. I think it's south facing swan. So we do the top one facing south. And then we do... I probably gotta go back and look at it. I've never thought about that till now, but I actually kind of think that could work. Maybe? Okay. Let's go back. We got steps. Let's draft these doors first. Apple there. Tunda's good. It does actually connect us, even though... Yeah, I think I'm just going to take it straight up. It gets us to all selections. Do set our dice to 2. What are we looking for here? Kitchen, conservatory. We could redraw. What else are we looking for? We haven't gotten the library to get a new book. Drafting room. I don't think we can get drafting room here because it is a corner. We did clock tower. Observatory is probably pretty good here, to be honest. Changing the value. Might actually walk in. Maybe we get a shovel. Lots of keys. Let's go. That's actually really good. Okay, we can update these. Archives. Kennel. Drawing room is commonplace right now. I like drawing room. It only costs 1. I think I'm happy with it being common. It's a good room. It has 2 extra doors. So that's solid. Nope. How do we freaking move over? Archives is unusual. I'm good with it being unusual because I still think there's valuable information in it. It has 4 doors. But I also don't want it so much because it's a red room and can be bad. But if we do get something to counteract it, it's actually not bad. Kennel at standard also feels good. I think these are all fine. I don't necessarily need to switch all of them. Standard is fine. I don't need it to be commonplace. I think those are all at good spots. I think my problem was I made chamber mirrors commonplace, and like it's now too common. I think standard would have been perfect. Do we draft here? We do. Dining room could be fine. We have plenty of steps. We don't necessarily need ballroom because I don't need the gems. It actually hurts me drop. Ooh. I think we take drafting studio. I think that'll get us. We get a second die, and we get, yep, our final room. The classroom. Hell yeah. A commission blueprint made for Beddington Elementary. These floor plans were deployed in Mount Holly as a short-term solution to allow the curriculum to continue uninterrupted while the new school is being built. This sets us up. So that's it. That's the final one here. I think if we ever got in conservatory, we got drafting room, we really wouldn't need, we could probably make it rare. It is December 22nd, 3 days till Christmas. I really still feel like something might happen. Are there things? I never really read, looked here, but while we're here. No, this is perfect. I gotta make sure I take our key down, and then we gotta make sure. What else? I was on to something. Oh yeah, we gotta go check the clock tower and read that message. That was actually really important. I think maybe turning those to the right directions could be really important. I've just never really I think I've thought about it and I've mentioned it with the wind, but I've never really sat there and gone, let's try it. Let's actually put it together. If that makes sense. And finally, I'm like, okay, I think that's the only thing that it could refer to is those winds. Oh, what the fuck? These have names written here. Do any of the others? Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of that, just on my phone. I don't know. I think I have some of them named. Deja and Lydia. The angels. I don't know exactly which ones those are, but it's crazy. Deja and Lydia. We have the fucking magnifying glass. So this, I always thought this had to do with, what is it? The study? And that it was connected to the study? And we solved the study. And this is still just here. So is this its own thing? Let's go back. Fuck. Oh my god. I'm looking at this now. I've been so focused on this calendar. 8 small gates. Because it worked in multiple ways. God, I just haven't revisited this calendar. I've been so focused on the dates. 8 small dates cracked 8 safes. We had gates, we had count gates. The small gates. The statue. And then we had gate as in the walks. And then the... Oh my god, I forgot. And then I read that message in the freezer and I was like, maybe let's think about gates more. Holy shit, you guys can see my mouse? Look at these gates. 3, 4, 5. Oh my god. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 gates here. 8. November 8? Bro, I have entered I swear to God. I've entered November 7 into this fucking thing so many times. If this works. Oh, small gates. Oh my God. There's a red letter in here. Holy fuck. Okay. Number 5. What the hell? I also need to write down exactly how it's written. Because every letter has been written, the number has been written differently. What room are we in? Drafting studio. That's 7. Are we ever gonna find the 8th? This is November 8 or 11. 8 or 08. And this is red letter 5. I need to go back and look how they're all written because each of them feels like they've been, the number has been different. Okay. What the heck, do I have to like... Alright. Holy shit. This is tiny. November 8. Uncle. Oh shit. In a few hours we are departing. As planned, this is fucking Mary. We will be taking the old Mountain Way tunnels to the north. I'm using my mouse for this. To the north. We'll go as far as we can by trolley until the rails give out. Then we'll proceed on foot until we reach the southern border. I've never been as excited, nervous, and heartbroken. I may never know if I've made the right decisions, but I've made the ones I felt my father, Simon, might have nodded in approval at. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house. This unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. I've been in the safe house. If something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. Try to show him what these lost days were all for. It's just 2 pages. Explain to him, if you can, the intersection between foolishness and doctrine, the thin wire we stood upon, above the world, holding hands and throwing stones. Holding hands and throwing stones. In those days, we were guilty of everything, as always, Mary. What the fuck? The fuck, Mom? I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house. It's an hallowed cavern. Is the message in the shade? What is it? What is the fucking message? Which message? She's leaving. She left a message for me. In the shade of truth. Fuck. We seek what's in the shade of truth. Is that the message, or is it her? Is it the actual note she wrote? Like, is it the map? The message feels like we seek what's in the shade of truth. Is that her handwriting? Hers is pretty messy. Oh yeah, the S's are the same. Holy shit. So she wrote that on this whiteboard, so to speak. We seek what's in the shade of truth. I need to write that down because I need to think of what the shade of truth is. She wrote that. That's the message for us, I think. We seek what's in the shade of truth. What the fuck does this mean? I want to take pictures of these because I don't know how often I'm going to be back here. Especially if we have the chance to make this a rare room, I probably will because I don't necessarily need it anymore. I think we can read this. We can always zoom in. Explain to him if you can the intersection between foolishness and doctrine. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house, this unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. For the last year? She was in there for a year? If something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. Try to show him what these lost days were for. This unhallowed cavern. A few hours we are departing. As planned, we will be taking the old Mountain Way tunnels to the north. Through that map, they took a trolley, so they go north to 7, which is Angel Tower, as far as we can by trolley until the rails give out. Then we'll proceed on foot until we reach the southern border. Is that 10 or 1? Until I reach the southern border. I've never been as excited, nervous, and heartbroken. November 8th. Is that... Hold on. I might have to look in archives. I don't remember if that's before or after. Or is she going to Araja? Is this before or after they did their heist, basically? That's my question. I don't know if that was before or after the heist. I'll have to go back and look at the dates of those shitballs. Do we want to cross? Fuck, what were we doing? I've lost all sense of what I've been doing now. Okay, we have a sinking key. We definitely need to bring that down. Would love to get a shovel. I want to go check the winds. I think we do that. We could draft this room and then go down. Sure, let's do that. Solarium's been pretty good. It's actually gotten us some pretty tough rooms. It's kind of why I haven't wanted to adjust too many rooms, because actually drafting Solarium then like helps with getting those rooms that are more difficult. We could do showroom, or we could redraw. The ones I don't really care for. Redraw. What would we want if we redrew? We would be happy with. We got drafting room, library. I mean freezer. Maybe. Or just take showroom. So just take showroom. If we get a bunch of gold, then awesome. Moon pendant. Ornate compass. Chronograph. While drafting, you may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. So is that like if you roll the dice and you're like, ah shit, I actually like what we had before, you could rewind. And then you're more likely to draw tomorrow rooms while drafting. Okay, what tomorrow rooms do we want? Silver spoon, whenever you gain steps from eating, gain twice that many steps. I mean, that definitely makes your runs go longer. Tomorrow rooms. B. Sauna, coat check, mailroom, freezer. These are actually all really good. And right now, let's double check there's not any other tomorrow rooms. Clock tower, we've already gotten that. I actually like that because we do want mailroom to look at those letters. Coat check is good to get the drill. Freezer is good for tomorrow, so... Hi, it's me, Oswald from the future. So unfortunately, this video ends here, and that's because our computer unfortunately crashed at that moment where it cuts out, which erased everything we did. The sad part about this game sometimes is that there are no save points other than the days. So if you have an unfortunate crash or anything that occurs in the middle of a day, you lose everything. That's the only way to save. So we lost everything that happened on that day. So that's the bad news. The good news is we will eventually get to do all the things that we did in this day. It's not completely a waste, and the reason we're going to continue to post is, you know, some of these were the first time that I had experienced some of these cool things. So anyways, we will get to do those. Maybe not, if not right away, at least somewhat soon. The other thing is, this is kind of a nice little check-in point with this playthrough. This is day 46, part 26 is what we have it listed as. And I can tell you, I am still playing this game. I'm also playing and posting, recording well ahead of time of when I'm posting. So I can tell you that there's at least gonna be 20 more parts to this game. For those who have played it before know how much more I still have to do up to this point, but there's still more for me to do now, so there'll be at least 20 more parts, probably a lot more, and I can tell you we're in the 70s right now playing this game as far as days played. So we're continuing on. This game is incredible. I hope you've enjoyed the playthrough, and we will pick up day 46, not second time, but actually a third time, which will be explained. We'll play day 46. Must have been my least favorite day of this whole playthrough, having to try and play it 3 times. But anyways, if you've been watching, really appreciate it. Let me know how you liking the playthrough, and maybe we'll do some of these. If you like hearing from Oswald from the future, I will continue to do things like this later on. But and the last thing I should mention is it takes me a very long time, but I finally put all my pictures on my computer and share them. It's gonna take a while. It's still not anytime soon, but there will be a point where I finally do add pictures and everything that I'm looking at and start writing on pictures on my computer, because I realize it's probably a much better experience for a viewer to be able to see it. But yeah, it's a little late, but better late than never. But yeah, that's it. This game is pretty incredible, and we'll see you in the next video. Also, yeah, Kaiba continues to terrorize me, so more and more Kaiba sightings will occur. But see ya. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.